So Brent's finally showed up. It's been a while since you saw Brent, isn't it?
It's been quite a long time, too long.
A year.
Has it been?
It's been a year.
It's like the time warp and everything.
Oh, you can't say that word, otherwise the video will get flagged as trouble. Oh yeah, I'll beep it out.
Yeah.
I'll beep it out. So the bus is here. We're just waiting for someone to check us in, and then we can start loading all of this crap.
I think we have a bus because then we can bring twice as much stuff.
Yeah, we brought so much food. Did you bring booze? 2
bottles of wine.
Oh, we did.
You brought TrailLube?
Yeah. We didn't. We've got a half
This
a
is
bottle.
This is why Brent is on all backcountry adventures.
Only because of that. That's all.
Only that, yeah.
Last year we had an 11-kilometre hike to visit this lake, but this year the bus was back.
That's a nice beard mask. What do you call that? Underbeard?
That's the same as your underwear, man. It looks like you.
How dare you? Okay, let's go. Let's go.
Ready.
But the bus driver did have some rules.
No farting is allowed on the bus.
Well, I was able to abide by the rules, but Amanda...
Whoever just dropped the guts, you need to see a doctor now.
Right, after a colossal amount of faff, which you know I just can't deal with. We've got the tent up, we've packed our bags, and we've listened to the interpretive speech and all that. And now we're going to head up the mountain and try and get a shot. So, Brent, have you got the keys for the tent?
Oh, yeah. Locked.
You got to always lock your tent.
Feels so good to not have to hike everything up. So liberating and freeing.
Yes, it is.
Now, even though this is autumn, winter was impatiently tightening its chilly grip.
So Brent tells me that we've got about an hour and 15 minutes to get out to this viewpoint, and with just 15 minutes up already, we're in this little patch of snow. And the park ranger was telling us there's been a lot of snow today, but obviously some of it's melted off. But the forecast does say there might be some more snow, so we could get spectacular conditions, but it will be quite cold.
A little steamy up here. Look at that view, hey, holy moly.
The reason why Lake O'Hara always gets flooded with hordes of Instagrammers in autumn is because the larch trees turn this beautiful shade of yellow for a short 2 or 3 weeks just before the snow settles in for the winter.
So after about an hour of hiking, I would say half of it fairly flat, and then the last half of it really quite steep, we've reached this spectacular plateau which looks out over this valley and the lakes and the larch trees down in the valley and these peaks. It is just stunning, and we're the only people here. There's nobody but us up here. We've got this whole place all to ourselves. And I'm really interested in these 2 lovely yellow larch trees that you can see here. And I don't know if you can see it, but just sort of in the middle ground, I like how this little ridge, this little nub kind of peeks out and points towards the lakes there. So that is my composition. Usually when I get to a place I've never seen before, I'll go handheld and I'll shoot loads of images real quick just to get some rough ideas. But I just walked past this and thought, yep, that's my comp right there. So I don't know if we're going to get any light, but if we do, it's probably going to be quite a while because those clouds are really thick there, and we just need a gap, just a little tiny gap, and then all of this could just glow. That's what I'm after, obviously. So we've got a bit of time to kill. I think it's time for a big fat sandwich. What have you got?
Ham and cheese.
Oh, I've got beef and cheese. What cheese is it?
Gouda.
You're having a bit of trouble there, keeping it on the island. It's a Gouda cheese. I love a Gouda. So stinky, isn't it? And I've got a bit of red onion on mine, so it's beef, stinky Gouda, and sliced red onion. Oh. Now, I know that people hate watching people eat on YouTube, so I won't do that. Well, I'm not going to lie, I am absolutely gibbering. It is probably 0 Celsius, but it's windy, and that is what's making me shiver. I've got all of my layers on, although I did leave one layer back at the tent. Don't know why I did that. Probably because I didn't want to carry it up here because I was getting lazy. But anyway, I should have brought it. I didn't. Oh, God. Anyway, so I've set up this composition and I'll just show you what I'm working with. There's no light yet, but you'll get an idea what it is that I'm thinking about. Hang on, let me show you this. So I'll just brighten this up so you can see what I'm working with. So hopefully you can see in the foreground I have this little ridge which you can just see there. Obviously beyond this ridge you have the 3 lakes and then the mountains in the background, and I love how this big mountain kind of trails off towards the top corner of the frame. So you've got this sort of bookended composition with the lakes in the middle. So it's a nice kind of central focus composition where your eye is kind of sucked into the center of the frame. And if I just go a little bit darker, you'll see that the clouds are quite interesting there. But of course, I mean, I'll show you this now. Of course, I just need some light, perhaps on this peak or on that central peak there. Earlier there was some light that just crept in to the lake and the trees there, and it was absolutely fantastic. But really this composition, I mean, it works. Oh, I can just see a little bit of light on that one there. So I just need that light here, and then here, and then here. Yes, that would be nice. Yeah, so it's a simple and easy sort of gimme composition, one of those ones you don't really have to think about. You just show up, point your camera at it and take the shot. It just needs light, and without light there's no shot to be had. So I'll just sit here in the freezing cold and wait, as I always do. I think maybe I'll have a coffee or something because I am absolutely gibbering. Are you comfy, love? But just enjoy the view. Look at the...
From my little fort.
Yeah, it's a lovely view that you can enjoy from a freezing cold rock hard hole. How are you feeling, guys?
Good down here.
Yeah, is it all right? Is it better there? Can I join you?
Yeah, the warmer, the merrier.
Yeah. Although that does look a lot like my coffee there, love. So So I've got me tepid coffee and me gluten-free chocolate muffin, which my lovely lady made, thank you. Oh, there's a bit of light coming in the valley there.
You can see the smoke coming from where our campground is.
That looks warm.
Some people are really warm down there.
It does look warm, doesn't it? You know, I've got the Fuji GFX 100S.
Yeah, I'm not really happy about that.
Yeah, you've got the, what is it you've got?
It's only 50 megapixels now. Yeah.
And I've got 3 lenses as well.
What?
Yeah.
Oh. And that's the 100 you got there.
Yeah. Yeah, the 100S, the newer one, you know.
It's the same size body as mine, but twice as good, I think.
Of course. Oh, there's a giant ray of light.
Okay, let's get going.
I gotta go get this shot.
Nothing focuses the artistic mind quite like a 3-kilometre beam of light.
Just a spectacular moment where you just get that one shaft of light. I mean, I kind of would like every peak to be lighting up, but there's something about the simplicity and contrast of what we're seeing right now, where you just have this one shaft of light coming into the scene and it just happens to be hitting the pointiest peak. So there's this huge bit of contrast. Let me just show you this. It's just this huge amount of contrast between this really hot highlight that you can see on the peak there, and then the bit that's not getting any light just beyond it, which is super shadowy and dark. And that really makes that pop. As you can see, there's the light ray, probably what, 2 or 3 kilometers across, would you say?
Yeah, probably.
What do you reckon to this shot?
I think that you're gonna get something really good. I'm actually, for the pano, I'm struggling on this one.
Brent's shooting a pano.
And for once in my life, it's not working. I need light on more than one spot.
He thinks it's once in his life. It's more. Now that I've got this beautiful shot, I'm just going to keep shooting because this light, this shaft of light that you can see on that peak, look at that. It's actually getting bigger, so it's actually creeping further around the peak. It's lighting up more of that, which just makes it really pop. So I'm just going to keep shooting, and that way I'll end up with the best moment in time. And as I've said before, you know, I might just cheat a little bit and do a little bit of a time blend. We'll see. But quite overjoyed at this. This is definitely a shot worthy of the camera, I think. Anyway, if it turns out any good, here's the shot. Well, the light is just going crazy right now. Just look at that. Just the light that's on that peak is just... I would say that qualifies as magnifique. And this over here is, I would say, fantastique. So if you look at this whole scene from there right over to this peak here, that is just begging for a panorama. So I don't really have time to show you on the back of the camera because the light is so fleeting. So I'm going to shoot this panorama, and if it turns out to be any good, here's the shot.
And so even with a 23mm lens on a medium format camera, I still had to stitch together 3 horizontal frames to create this huge panorama.
Well, I reckon that's the best of the light. I got an absolutely, I'm not going to lie, I got an absolutely killer shot there. What did you get, Brent?
You don't sound like you have any faith in me here, but...
Well, I mean, I'm just assuming you shot a pano.
Well, the reason I dragged you up here, I knew the view was really good. I've been here before, and I had a pretty good shot from before, but I was hoping to reshoot it with better light. I do know that these cliffs on the right light up.
Yeah.
And I do know that all these mountains light up, and I was hoping to get all of that.
And that's during sunset?
That's during, like, the later hours of the day, before sunset, I guess.
Yeah.
And... I guess I was a little too tied to that, you know, like you show up to a place like this and the light doesn't do exactly what you want, and now I'm like, what the hell do I do now? But because of that, it sort of seemed to open an opportunity. I saw compositions I wouldn't have otherwise seen, and so yeah. I actually cut out the lake entirely, and so when my eye was drawn to the super rugged peaks and the light on the peaks and the contrast and the clouds, and basically that's what I included instead, and I think it turned out pretty good.
Yeah, well, if it turned out good but not better than mine, here is Brent's shot. But if it was way better than mine, then you're not going to get to see it. But then they'll know, because then they don't see it.
Yeah.
Oh, here's his shot. Are you going to be able to, maybe tomorrow, give me some tips on how to use that camera? Because there's 2 functions that it does that I've seen you using out in the field.
Which
and that is, well, I've seen you quickly dial in a different aspect ratio. So like if you decide, oh, I want to shoot a 4x2 panel or something like that, you just, within a couple of clicks, you've got it, and you're looking at that on the screen. Whereas I'm finding it's buried somewhere in the menu, so I'm hoping that that has the same functionality, if not better, than your old beta camera there that's at least 3 times the size of mine and half the resolution.
That is what I really liked.
Yeah, I mean, there's no need to get jealous, you know.
I'm a bit jealous, but that is what I like about these Fuji cameras is they don't really have a lot of set menus. You can sort of set it to be whatever you want it to be. The problem is you need to spend an hour or 2 hours going through the menus and trying to figure it out at the beginning.
I don't want to do that.
So that's why I'm here.
Oh, from the start, right? Well, once you've got it all dialed in.
No, and then you just push the button, boom, you get exactly what you want.
Yeah.
So I changed the film simulation quite a lot, and the aspect ratio I changed quite a lot. So those are priorities for me. There's a few other things that I have on there, but
And you know, if you're nice to me, I might let you borrow this 23mm prime lens that is rather delightful. It's very sharp indeed.
if you're nice to me, I'll let you borrow my 24mm tilt shift, which is actually a better lens.
I mean, Fuji aren't paying me to talk about their camera, but they might be a little bit upset if you start going on about how good Canon.
We'll have to have a battle.
Yeah, we should have a lens off.
Yeah.
That lens versus your Canon.
We'll see.
How much did your Canon cost? A 17mm tilt shift, right?
I actually don't know. I think they're close to $3,000. I got it used from somebody I trusted, so I don't know how much it is.
That's probably close to that 23mm is probably $3,000.
Yeah, probably.
It seems like every lens is you're spending at least $3,000, probably $4,000. Just to get any piece of glass. It's just ridiculous. You know what? I've got this crappy old $700 10-18 Sony lens, and it takes brilliant pictures. We should include that, right? So we'll have like the Canon tilt shift, this prime, and my cheap bargain basement Sony lens for APS-C cameras.
Once in a while you do strike gold. Back when I shot Canon, my sharpest lens was a 35mm f2, and it was sort of half plastic, but it was way sharper than lenses 3 times as expensive. Yeah, it was awesome.
Do these lenses all make noises though? I noticed that as I turn the focus wheel or I use the autofocus, it sounds like there's a small man in there with a shovel and some coal going, "Faster! Faster, you bastards!"
It does have a little bit of little noise, but
it's chattering.
That being said, the autofocus, I have never had a problem with this ever. It's been amazing.
Well, do you use autofocus or manual when you're doing your panos?
Quite often I'll use autofocus. I'll focus on where I think is going to give me the best depth of field, and then I'll turn it off, and then now it's on manual, so every shot will be exactly the same.
Yeah.
If I'm focus stacking, then I'll use auto and auto.
All right. Well, maybe you'll show me these tips tomorrow, eh?
Yeah. Sure.
And Brent tells me, hopefully you could see it in the frame there. I think you can. But Brent tells me that for sunrise, we will be up that mountain there, which I'm thinking is 3 times the elevation that we're at right now. You think we're going to get up there in an hour and 15 minutes?
I'm hoping there's not snow exactly where we need to stand, because it does look rather steep, doesn't it?
But seriously, no, we're not going all the way up there, are we? Seriously.
That's the plan. Yeah.
You're joking though, aren't you?
Yeah. It's going to be awesome. And it's going to be -3 or -5.
Oh, so I'll be covered in sweat and then it'll immediately freeze on my flesh. That sounds brilliant. I can't wait.
I think it was supposed to be -3 by the lake, which might mean it might be a little...
Oh, it'd be -12 up there, isn't it?
Anyways, it's going to be awesome. If we got some alpenglow, man, our blood's going to be just on fire, I think.
Well,
we're feeling good.
I was delighted with tonight, so thank you for showing me this spot.
Cool.
And I think we probably better head down now, eh? Are you ready to go down, love?
She was ready 2 hours ago.
Let's go.
Yeah, come creep in here.
The look of joy on your face right now.
Hey, are you ready to go down?
Yeah.
Look, I like you. Look at the colours you've got. You've got green,
I'm
blue.
so contrasting.
Oh wow! And I love how this flares out.
Is that yours?
Yeah.
Oh, is
I
it? Okay.
stole it because I like the way it smells.
It's like
The way it smells. He does not smell good.
It's like what is it? Tudor? Is it a Tudor period men's dress? It looks fantastic. Oh, shall we head back down then?
Yeah, we're done here.
All right, time to pack up. So stay tuned for the next episode where we get up over there. I'm not looking forward to this. Anyway, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.